Hello my dear students, I am Hanumant B, working as a lecturer in Computer Science Department at Government Polytechnic, Karatgi. As a part of LMS program, we are going to conduct classes on database management system for third semester students. Today I am going to discuss database languages and interfaces. Before starting these languages and interfaces, let me summarize what we discussed in the previous sessions. We discussed what do you mean by database schema, and we also studied the three schema architecture as well as what do you mean by data independence. Database schema describes the structure of the database, and in the three schema architecture we are having the levels, those things we have studied, and the data independence, that means we are able to change the data at one level without requiring to change at the next higher levels. Now we are going to discuss DBMS languages and DBMS interfaces. What are these DBMS languages? Set of statements that are used to define and manipulate the database. That means by using these languages we can define and we can manipulate the databases. And what do you mean by these DBMS interfaces? These interfaces, by using this we can interact with the database without using the query languages. Now we will discuss types of database management system languages or types of DBMS languages. What are the types? Data definition languages, storage definition language, view definition language, and data manipulation language. Now, what do you mean by data definition language? By using this language, we can create and modify the structure of the database objects such as schemas, tables, views, indexes, etc. That means for creating and modifying the structure of the database, we are going to use data definition language. Suppose for creating the student database, we can use create student and we will have the attributes. That means, and this language will be used by both DBA and database designers. And most commonly used commands in the data definition languages. First is create. This is for creating a table. Alter. If you want to alter the tables, then you are going to use alter command. If you want to drop the table, then you are going to use drop. And if you want to delete some records in the table, then you are going to use truncate. If you want to rename tables, you are going to use rename. If you want to describe anything, then you are going to use comment. Then storage definition language. In this, how actually data is stored in the database. That means how the data is stored in memory. So by using this language, the DBA staff can control indexing choices and mapping of data to storage. And it is used to define internal schema. That means which defines the physical structure of the database. That means how the actual storage of data in the database, that is usually in the form of records. These things can be achieved with the help of storage definition language. View definition languages used to specify user view. It is a language for specifying a user interfaces. It is used to retrieve data from database. That means here they are not going to use the actual tables. They will make use of virtual tables, and those tables will be given to, after retrieving, will give it to the users. That means he will not see the actual database, just they will see the virtual tables. Then data manipulation languages. This is for if you want to manipulate the database, then you are going to use data manipulation languages. That means suppose if you want to insert a values into the database, if you want to retrieve the database from the database, and if you want to delete some information from the database, or if you want to modify the data, that time you are going to use data manipulation languages. There are two types of data manipulation languages. One is high level or non-procedural DML. Another one is low level or procedural DML. DML allow high level DML statements to be embedded in a general purpose programming language, and these statements must be identified within the program so that they can be extracted by a precompiler and processed by the DBMS. High level DML such as SQL can specify and it can fetch the records in a single DML statements. Therefore, we are calling it as set oriented DML. That means here by using a single DML statements, we can fetch the number of records at a time. That is why we are calling it as set oriented DML. That means here we are not fetching one record at a time, not like that. By using one statements, we can fetch entire records, whatever we want, and that will be in the form of set. That is why we are calling it a set at time or set oriented DML. And these statements will be written within the programming languages. A low level or procedural DML. This DML must be embedded in a general purpose programming language. That means there also they are adding the DML statements in the programming language. Here these must be embedded in a general purpose programming language. Here it retrieves individual records or objects from a database and processes each separately. That means here we are not getting all the records at a time. Instead, we are fetching one records and we are processing, and next once again we are fetching another record, then we are processing it separately. That is why this language we are calling it as record at a time DML. That means since we are fetching one record at a time, we are calling it as record at a time, not entire records at a time. In the previous non-procedural DMLs, with the help of DML single statements, they can fetch any number of records at a time. But here we have to fetch the record, one record at a time, and we have to process it separately. That means usually in the programming language they will insert these DML commands, and in that programming language they will make use of loop constructs, looping statements. Within that loop they will fetch the one records and they will process it. Then it will go for another records. So this is how we are fetching one record and processing separately. That is why we are calling this DML is record at a time. Record at a time. That means one record at a time, not set. DBMS interfaces. So already we know what is the meaning of why we are going to use interfaces. That means here we are not supposed to use SQL statements. We are not worried about the SQL statements. Just we are providing the interfaces for users to interact with the DBMS. And what are the interfaces provided by the DBMS? In order to communicate with the DBMS, what are the interfaces we are having? Menu-based interfaces for web clients or browsing, forms-based interfaces, graphical user interfaces, natural language interfaces, speech input and output, interfaces for parametric users, interfaces for DBA. Now, menu-based interfaces. These interfaces present the user with the list of options called menus. Pull-down menus are a very popular technique in web-based user interfaces. That means here the user will have the options, list of options called menus. Just you are not typing anything, just you will have the menus and you have to check it out whatever you want. Suppose if you, for examples, if you want to purchase mobiles or some TV or computers, laptops, then if you are purchasing through online, then if you search in Amazon or Flipkart, there you will have the options, what type of mobiles you want to purchase and what type of cost, how much cost you want, and what are the properties, and these things we can get through the list of options, and in that we have to select it and you have to submit it. That means we are sending our queries to the database just with the help of menus here. You can, if you go for any website, you can get the list of options. That's what the menus. Here no need of typing anything. Just you have to type it. Usually this is online marketing. We are going to use this type of menu based interfaces. Form based interfaces. See here. Here the form based interface displays a form to each user. Forms are usually designed and programmed for new users as interfaces to canned transactions. That means here the user will interact with the database, will send the queries to the database by just here it provides the forms to the users. Suppose for examples, teacher is there and teachers want to take student attendance, and weekly he has to submit, and he will have one forms, and in that forms he will take the attendance and he will present or absent and the details, and weekly the teacher will submit, or weekly or daily basis. That is one of the examples for forms. And another example, good examples, and this is for this, by using these forms we can also add and also we can get the result also. That means we can perform insertion as well as retrievals with the help of these forms. Suppose for examples, if you want to see the result online result, that means if you want, already you have written the exams, if you want to see the result, just you will visit our websites, and if you give the register numbers, you will get the results. That is how we are retrieving the information from database. Just where, that means with the help of these forms we can add as well as we can retrieve. I hope you understood this form based interface examples. Then graphical user interfaces. GUI displays a schema to the user in a diagrammatic form. Most GUI use a pointing device such as a mouse to select certain parts of the display schema diagram. The best example is, suppose that means you will have the icons, windows. So in that, by using, if you select it and by the help of this mouse, if you select it, you can see the, suppose if you want to see the folder content, you just click on that folder, then you will get the informations. Similarly, another example I can give it as YouTube. In that YouTube, you just click on that. That is in the form of diagrammatic forms. In that, if you click it on that symbol, YouTube symbol, then you will get the videos. You can watch anything, whatever you want, what are the informations you want, you can see it. And if you want to see any videos, that time you can make use of YouTube. That is one of the examples for GUI. And that means by using this mouse only we can manipulate. Next, natural language interfaces. That means how we can communicate with the database by using natural language interface. That means here we are sending the request to the database by writing words in English or some other languages. Then if you write, suppose if I want to know what do you mean by program, if I type it and I will get the definition for that program. That is how natural language interfaces. That means we are sending the request or queries or any requests by writing statements. That's what we are doing in the natural language interfaces. That means these interfaces accept requests written in English or some other language and attempt to understand them. Then speech input and output. That means here we are not writing anything. Suppose in the Google, if you want to search what do you mean by what is database. So here no need of writing the words or writing in some languages. Here just you have the voice, that mic will be there, then you just say, if you give the speech as the input and you will get the speech as output. Okay, that means the speech input is detected by using predefined commands. That means suppose if you want to get the informations regarding arrival or departure of train or flight, that time we are going to use speech input and output. And also another example is enquiries for telephone directories. Okay, and also if you want to know the informations regarding account balance, those things we can get it with the help of this speech input and output. Interfaces for parametric users. This interface allows the parametric user to proceed with the minimum number of keystrokes. For example, a teller is able to use a single function keys to invoke routine and repetitive transactions such as account deposits or withdrawal or balance enquiries. That means what are these parametric users? That means these users will not be having knowledge about any programs or database. One example, simple examples I can say, if you ATM, automatic teller machines, if you go to that, then if you want to see the balance, just simply if you will click on that balance, you will have the list, only minimum number of operations you can do it. Either it can be withdrawal or balance checking or pin change. Only minimum number of operations we can perform in that. In that, if you simply click on that, then you will get the balance or withdrawal, anything you can get it. That is how they will make use of only minimum number of keystrokes. With the help of minimum number of keystrokes, he can achieve this one. He can interact with the database. This is how the interface for parametric users. Interfaces for the DBA. So till now whatever we discussed, the DBM is providing the interfaces for other users like form based or GUI, but they are not aware of these database and the languages or the SQLs. But here the DBA will have the commands. By using that command, he can interact with the database. Usually, for examples, for creating the accounts, setting system parameters, granting account authorizations, changing schema, etc. So that means for interacting with the database, DBA also have the interface, but he will not make use of other interfaces like form based, because he is having separate interfaces. Okay, that is very responsible job. In that means he will have the commands. By using that commands, he can interact with the database. Suppose if in a company, if newly joined employee comes, then he will create the accounts for him. And also suppose if he leave the company, if he left the company, that time we have to take authorizations. We have to revoke the authorizations. And if he comes, we can give the access to the database. He can grant the account authorizations and creating accounts. So many things can be done with the help of privileged commands. That means by using the privileged commands, he can interact with the database. Okay students, till now we discussed what are DBMS languages and what are database DBMS interfaces. In the DBMS languages we are having types DDL, SDL, DML and VDL. Similar, and in the interface also we are having different types of interfaces. We studied form based, GUI, so many things. And after studying this one, just we will go for the MCQ multiple choice questions on these topics. What do you mean DDL stands for? DDL stands for what? Whether it is data definition language, database language, design language, database development language, or none of these. The answer is data definition language. What do you mean DML stands for? It stands for data manipulation language. You just go through these questions, try to solve this, and you can refer these books. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you, sir.